So this video is going to be a review for Warm Bodies by Marion, and it will also be a movie review for the film as well. So we'll start with the book. I really enjoyed this book. There was such a unique concept to it, with the whole thing with the zombies still understanding and still being able to talk slightly, and then the whole process of what happens after R meets Julie. It was such a brilliant concept, and that's one of the reasons why I absolutely loved this book. R was just a brilliant main character. The fact that he was a zombie and the fact that he was torn between doing what he had to do to survive and what was actually the right thing was just brilliant, and I really liked that about him, and I think that's why I grew such an attachment to him, because he's so different from what I'd expected from a zombie. So I think that's why I really loved R. Also the fact that he was extremely intelligent, and I felt really bad for him because he couldn't express himself because he was a zombie, and I just wanted him to be able to show how intelligent and smart he was. Julie was a strong character as well. I really admired her for her not going absolutely mental when R started dragging her back to the zombie camp, because I probably would have. She was also extremely tough, and she was just a really likeable character. Em and Nora were brilliant supporting characters as well. I absolutely loved how Em and R managed to have such a close relationship for being zombies. And then we have Nora, and she's just absolutely hilarious, and in the book she was badass. I also really liked hearing from Perry. Even though he was dead, I still liked seeing his flashbacks through R eating his brain, and yeah, I really liked getting to learn more about Perry, even though we find out he dies in like the first couple of chapters. I really liked the storyline, but there were parts that were really slow and parts that I wish I'd never had to read, and that I wish that weren't in the book, like those weird zombie sex scenes. I could have done without reading them, and yeah, they were just parts of the book that I didn't enjoy, and when it was really slow it was really boring, and I was so disappointed because I was so looking forward to this book because the concept was just brilliant. But then there was parts where everything was moving far too slowly for me, but I still really enjoyed the book though. The ending did, however, slightly confuse me. It wasn't explained very well what happened to R, and I would have liked more depth into the explanation of what R actually was at the end of the book, because it wasn't explained properly and I was very confused. But overall I did really enjoy this book, which is why I give it 4 out of 5 stars. And now on to the movie review. This hardly ever happens, but the movie was so much better than the book. Seriously, I'm not kidding. The movie was absolutely brilliant. Nicholas Hoult was the perfect R. He got the awkwardness down, and he conveyed everything that R was, and plus, did anyone else think he was really hot for a zombie? Teresa Palmer was also brilliant as Julie. She was everything that I imagined her to be, and I just couldn't fault her at all. The actors who played Marcus and Nora in the movie, they were brilliant as well. They were absolutely hilarious. And the girl who played Nora made Nora more badass in the movie than she was in the book. I was, however, slightly gutted about the lack of Perry's story in the book. They took out a lot of the flashbacks that R had when he was eating the brain, and I really enjoyed that part of the book, so that was something that I was pretty annoyed about not being in the movie. The unneeded stuff in the book that I was talking about in the review, like the awkward scenes, was cut out, and I was so thankful for that. If I'd had to watch that on screen, I think I would have died. The movie wasn't dull at all. Everything was exciting, and I was hooked from the very start of the movie when Nicholas Hoult is being all funny. Yeah. The ending of the movie was superb. It was done brilliantly, and I actually wish that the book ending had been like that, because everything was explained and I knew what happened to R and I was just so happy at the end of the movie. There was also a lot more action in the movie. The Bonies were in a lot more instead of that one scene in the book, and yeah, I really loved the action scenes between the Bonies and the zombies and the humans. That was kind of funny and really exciting. But I definitely recommend going to see this movie, even if you haven't read the book, because the movie is spectacular, and seriously, it's probably going to be one of my favourite movies of this year. So that was my book and movie review for Warm Bodies by Marion. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.